my name is Everett Hinchberger, and this is my e-speech, Superman Sucks. Now, before I get into the meaning of the title here, let's begin with a little history lesson. Mankind has spent millennia creating myths and legends surrounding those with superhuman abilities. Cave paintings told stories of great hunts and battles with fearsome creatures. The ancient Greeks improved upon this by adding tons of interesting characters, all with their own powers, like Hercules, pretty much the ancient Hulk with his own super strength. Hades was a god of the underworld with all the powers a god should have. The Minotaur, he had the power of bull horns, and he had an axe. The guys from 300 were awesome. People have been creating radical superheroes with awesome superpowers for so long, it's become more than a fan favorite of a story to tell. So I bring to you today's main question. Why do all the recent DC superhero movies suck so much? Thousands of years into the making, these stories should have been perfected by now. So why does it feel like an absolute chore to watch these movies? And before I get carried away, if you've not seen any of these movies, then believe me, you're not missing much. Despite all the action taking place on screen, somehow the movie never seems to excite as much as it should. It never clicks. But why? And why is it so awfully apparent with DC movies? What's causing the stink in these movies is not a what. It's a who. It's Superman. He's at the root of all evil when it comes to proper superhero storytelling. But why, you ask? Let's look at one of the best superhero movies ever made, The Incredibles. The Incredibles is a superhero movie built around the concept of family and trusting others instead of just kicking butt. The opening of the movie begins with the two main characters, Bob and Helen, getting married. The fact that they're superheroes is played upon, but it's not focused on. The movie follows Bob in his daily life as an insurance agent and going home to a wife and kids, all the while reminiscing on the days of his youth. This is not what one imagines when a superhero action flick comes to mind, but this differentiation is exactly what makes The Incredibles so memorable. The Incredibles shows not just the super aspects of these people's lives, but the rest as well, allowing you to personally relate to all these characters, even if you don't have a super suit lying at home. The most important parts of a story are the characters who help to tell it. If you can't relate to the characters, then how are you supposed to relate at all to the movie? This is where our old pal Superman comes back in. Remember the whole thousands of years of evolution and storytelling from earlier? This is where it comes back to bite us. Superman was created as the most powerful being to ever be conceived by a human mind. In the early days of his comics, the creators of Superman just added random abilities to his arsenal every new issue. While super strength and leaping over tall buildings have always been standard issue, you may not remember his ability to reshape his facial structure to look like other people, as seen as Superman number 5, or his telepathic Jedi-like mind control in issue number 45. While these powers never really stuck, X-ray vision, freezing breath, and heat rays all did, making Superman the Inspector Gadget of powers. Why does this affect how we relate to Superman? If every time he faces a problem, a fantastical new power pops up out of nowhere, there's literally no challenge. Superman was already invulnerable, but with all of his powers, he makes even the most daunting of tasks look so easy. This may be seen as an appeal at first, but experience shows it's hard to relate to someone who literally can't be affected by problems. So if Superman is the rotten tooth and the DC Comics perfect smile, should we just remove him to make the movies better? No, it's not that simple. Superman is literally one of the most recognizable characters to ever be created. He needs to be kept in these movies. He just needs to be made more relatable. The solution to making the perfect superhero relatable lies within another excellent superhero story, the anime One Punch Man. It follows an invulnerable superhero, just like Superman, with godlike strength and speed. He is so strong, he kills all his opponents in only one punch. While this seems like he's infinitely less relatable than Superman, it's actually genius how the creators made this the most relatable thing about him. One Punch Man hates how it only takes one punch. His backstory just involves him wanting to become a superhero one day, and he does, just for fun. He wants to have epic battles and become a famous hero, but all he does is immediately destroy all those against him. And because of this, he becomes incredibly depressed and unmotivated, as his life becomes just as boring as before. During battles with immensely strong beings, he just gets mad about forgetting what day it was, and thereby missing the local grocery store's bargain day. He struggles with all the normal and menial aspects of life, and that is what makes him just so relatable. The epic fight scenes that all end with a Mondo punch are just a bonus. So, Why are all the DC movies as of late not that great? As seen in The Incredibles, the secret to a good superhero movie is relating the characters of the audience. The main blockbuster character in DC movies is literally the least relatable creation ever made. So, we fix this by keeping him one of history's most famous characters, but adjusting his attitude, like in One Punch Man, where Superman should show a little human emotion, even if he is an alien. Once this is done, and the writing and cinematography and the production value and acting direction of these movies are also upgraded, DC should be able to start pumping out some decent movies.